Hello. I think today is the 13th of August. See all this trash around here? I was just posting a message on this RichVoyages guy's channel. He loves to travel, and he's, you know, on a limited budget, and he's American, and he's in Thailand, and he'll be visiting China and Laos, I think. And he has a little clip up of some street cleaners in Pattaya. And I commented that France is quite known for being quite tidy, and they have a lot of street cleaners and a lot of gardeners, and they usually look after their green spaces. But Saint-Denis is not like that. It's really a grungy, littering eyesore here, litter-strewn eyesore here. And yesterday I saw a black woman, I don't know why I'm mentioning her color, with her little girl, and the little girl threw down a piece of litter, and they were both like joking about it. And I see people doing that here, and sometimes I give them a dirty look, and I pick it up and I put it in the wastebasket, which is right next to them. But I didn't do that yesterday. I was behind them, and I was kind of just like really shocked, you know. Saint-Denis is, to me, it's even more fun than it was living perhaps in the East Village of New York City. You know, very grungy, very mixed. A lot of what's going on here is really getting gentrified and overpriced already. But over 80 languages are spoken daily in Saint-Denis. It's a huge city. It's like the Brooklyn of Paris. And I really like it, but the everyday crud, you know, really brings you down. And inconsiderate neighbors making noise late at night or very early in the morning, stuff like that. You know, that's actually quite illegal here. And my spouse really wants to move somewhere else and get a house, and I don't like houses. I've lived in cities, suburbs, and rural areas, and I really don't like houses. You know, the roof, the sewer, thank you. The roof, the sewer, you know, the yard. I'm not into that. I'm really not into that. And I'm 54 years old now. I'm not up to it either. Okay, I'm disabled. I'm walking around. But, you know, I'm not up to it. And I try not to fuss at him or argue with him, really. But when I have visited his family in Brittany in the past, we've had terrible problems with noise and nuisances out there, which is crazy. I mean, it is so rural, it is insane. There aren't even any airplanes going by overhead. You know, a few cars go by now and then on a road which has no name, nobody has an address, nobody knows the name of the road or the number of the road. It's just totally isolated. But there are nuisance and noise problems out there, and other problems. You know, the neighbor is feeding his pigs at 5 in the morning. It sounds like something from the movie The Exorcist, you know, the screaming of these animals, these pigs, as they're getting slopped. Roosters crowing constantly. Turtle doves cooing during the warm weather. Oh, it drives me nuts. Heavy farm equipment going by, making all kinds of noise. There's a military base. It's the most prestigious officer training school in France. Is not too far away. And occasionally, you know, we hear ordnance going off. There's a neighbor who has hunting dogs on his property during hunting season. And nobody looks after them. They just bark constantly. There are neighbors who, one neighbor has an industrial turkey farm. We never see the poor birds. They're in this huge hangar. The smell is atrocious. When they put the fertilizer on the fields, the smell is atrocious. The neighbors are nosy. They're very far away. You can hear a pin drop out there. So, you know, in many ways, we get more annoyed out there in the country. And there is crime out there, too. So we've heard some pretty outrageous stories from the neighbors and from family, you know. Pretty outrageous. And so even though it's ugly here, and you might not think that this is Paris, France, but it really is. It's just a near suburb of Paris. I take it with a grain of salt. You know, I like to have all the public transportation options. We like the free legal parking on the street. We have an old beater. And Paris is right nearby. The airports are, well, one of them, two of them are nearby. There are a couple more which are not as close by. And pretty much all the services you could think of are around here. Yeah, it's not beautiful, but I try to make our home clean and attractive and sort of a little oasis. So, hello to Richard in Thailand and to various other YouTube friends. Try to stay calm. I know it's not that easy. And it's also a little bit hard for me to imagine people panicking because August is just the slowest and quietest month you could possibly imagine, especially in France. I mean, we are in full summer mode. Monday is the Assumption holiday. And it isn't back to school until next month. Alright, so that's my walk and talk. I hope you're